So I think my statement to those two things, one is
I saw the fire in brother's chest to be, do, and have something different. And so it was really from every brother that is a participant, from us as player coaches. The transformation, I think, was substantive. Watching the brothers bond and develop and grow and transform is always amazing to me. And so this weekend was, for me, nothing short of amazing, watching the brothers do their work and fully engaged, right? Like, so we didn't see any brother half step. You and I were able to see every single brother fully engaged, even brothers that came in saying, this ain't what I really do. Just let me sit back in the cut and chill. Right. Those brothers genuinely fully engaged and grew, not just as individuals, but as a collective. What's up, y'all? I'm Donald Morton. I'm the founder of ReManned. We're working out a lot of the things that are going on over here, but I am flying solo over here. Shout out to my sister from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that's in town, hanging out with wifey. They're in another part of Georgia, just enjoying themselves. And so you're not going to see her. If she still may pop in and say what's up and say something slick like she always does. And so does my sister Jen. Right. So shout out to her. It's her birthday yesterday. And shout out to her. Happy birthday to her. It was also my son's birthday, Hunter. Hey, y'all, listen, it was the craziest thing in the world yesterday, the craziest thing in the world, because I always try to get to them as early as I possibly can to say, happy birthday to my kids. And sometimes it works where, I get to them early and sometimes it doesn't, but I got to him in a relatively good period of time. And I said, hey man, happy 30th birthday. I called him Onk. I mean, I was clowning, right? That dude said, he said, nigga, I'm 32. He said, I'm 32, dad. Like, I'm not 30. He said, you clearly the one getting old, right? And so, yeah, clearly I am the guy that's getting old. What's up, Dwight? Good to see you, my guy. Clearly I am the one that's getting old. But hey, it happens in the way that it happens. So again, shout out, happy birthday to my son, 32 years old. And then shout out to Jen Ellis, who is with my wife right now going, I don't know what they're doing. They look a little sneaky when they left. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, but shout out to Jen for her last year in her 40s. So congratulations to her. Today is going to be really, really good. I decided to tape an episode of the ReManned podcast live. I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know whether it's going to work. I even sent our guest the link late. So he'll be on shortly, I'm sure. but I really am excited about trying new things, right? Trying new things, trying to find different ways of being able to reach my ideal client. Uh, my ideal client, by the way, is a guy who, a businessman who is married with children, who is trying to find a way to master all of it at the same time, right? There's this prevailing thought out there that no one can have it all. And because that is a prevailing thought out there, I want to show up every single day and dismantle that thought, right? That we can have it all, and we can have it all at the exact same time. So for those of you that have been taught otherwise, you're wrong. And whoever told you that is wrong. Um, and even this morning when I was during my prayer time, I was really thinking about all of the research that has been done around all of the research that has been done around how the brain works neurologically, and it can only focus on one thing at a time, and all of those kinds of things. And usually people that argue that point and other points, yeah, balance is a lie, right? Usually people that argue that point and other points, um, do so from the position of which by the way, I agree, right? Like, I agree that you cannot focus on more than one thing, but the one thing that you focus on matters. You can't listen to what I'm saying to you. You cannot focus on one. You cannot focus on more than one thing, but the one thing that you focus on matters. Let me give it to you a third time, because it's important that you hear what I say. This is not me playing word games with you. Yes, I agree that our brains cannot multitask. It is focusing on one thing at a time. But the thing that you decide to focus on matters. The thing that you decide to focus on matters. So the question becomes for me, what is the one thing that I need to focus on? What is the one thing that I need to focus on? If I can only focus on one thing, and the one thing that I focus on matters, what is the one thing that I need to focus on that matters? Here is what it is. It is integration. It is wholeness. It is completeness. It is alignment across three particular domains: life, leadership, and legacy, my personal life, my family life, my business life, all of those things. That one thing, how do I integrate? So every single day, I'm looking for ways to bring everything into alignment. Every single day, I'm not focusing on exclusively my marriage. I'm not focusing on exclusively my business. I'm not focusing on exclusively my health. I am focusing on creating experiences that bring all of that into the same space. It is the reason why inside of ReManned, we say that integration is a grown man's game, because it is not the game that most men are playing. Most men are playing the game that allows them the argument that I'm doing this over here for you, and I'm doing this over here for you. And if you just give me a little bit of time and season, I'll be able to bring it all together, and you'll benefit someday, somehow, from all that I'm doing. And wives are frustrated because wives understand that's a bunch of yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. That's a bunch of stuff. That's a bunch of stuff. Here's the truth. She has been waiting for you to pay attention to her and to spend time with her for years now. And you continue to push her off saying, hey, just give me a little bit more time and I'll be able to pull all of this together. You'll be able to see the dream come to pass one day. And she wants to enjoy her life now. She wants to enjoy her life right now. So today is that day that I really want to talk through. I want to talk through the power of integration, and I'll talk through the power of integration until GA gets here. Let me kind of see where he is, and it doesn't matter what stage and station of life you are in. Really doesn't matter what stage or station of life you are in. If you are a married businessman or a businessman who is married in significant relationship, engaged, or whatever the case may be, you got kids, and you are you have children, you're trying to find a path of fulfillment forward for yourself. Trying to find a place of fulfillment for yourself, it becomes one of those issues that is very, very difficult to handle. It looks like I have Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. in the Black Room. I hope he doesn't own the name Black Room as well. He owns Black Print, and will let you know that that's his word. Yeah, he will. Let me just, I don't even want to start. LJ, you may be our guest today because I just heard from our special guest today, GA Pimpleton, and he's not going to be able to make it on time. So we'll have to reschedule him. So let's just, you and I talk this integration thing. And I want to share with you new ways that I see it, new ways that I've been able to implement it. But before we get there, I want to know, I want to know whether or not the Black Room is yours. You own the Black Print. I just want to know. Just help a brother out. I'll wait.
Bruh,
I'll wait.
bruh, I gave you integration is a grown man's game. What more you want?
I want all of it. See, this is the
That's all
problem.
right. I'm just gonna say.
This is the problem. See, Leroy McKenzie Jr. is the problem. He is the problem. He is attempting to make me choose between whether or not I want integration as a grown man's game, or I want the Black Print, or I want the Black. I want all of it. Yeah. Yeah, I want.
I know that's right. I want all the what Sam Cooke say in One Night in Miami. He said, I don't want a piece of the pie. I want the recipe. Give me the recipe.
Bruh, I want the recipe. And I think that's a perfect segue, man. I'd like to have a conversation with you today about integration. I look what Dwight said. Dwight said you are the whole problem. He said, Dwight said you are the whole problem. Right?
The whole problem.
You and I are involved with a game. Dwight is involved with a game, right? We're all playing the same game.
Yeah.
How would you describe the level of difficulty of the game that we are playing, right? Like, so if you were to use, I don't know if you're a chess player. I'm not a chess player. I don't know how to play chess. I really want to learn how to play chess. But the
Really,
only way that I want to learn how to play chess because it looks like a thinking
mm,
man's game. Um,
bruh.
and I I liken the game that you and I are playing, the game that Dwight is playing, the game that many of the men that are inside of our world are playing. Uh, with chess in comparison to the guys that are playing checkers. The guys who are simply saying, "Hey, I'm doing good with my business. Wifey gonna have to wait," or guys who are saying, "Hey, I got to go to work. My children got to wait," or guys, I know guys, LJ, who say, "Look, it's all about my family now. I'll get mine on the back end." That's the game that most men are playing. You and I are playing a very different game, and I want to know if that's a proper example of the difficulty that we're playing chess and checkers, or whether or not you have another example.
No, man, that's a super great example.
Okay.
And I applaud you. Take that learning the game of chess seriously, man,
Yeah.
because it is a thinking's man's game.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have my dad teach me how to play the game of chess when I was
Mm,
very young. And he was one of the directors at it was like a sports program type
mm,
thing
mhm.
that was here in Baltimore, and it was held over at John Hopkins. And
Okay.
it was in the evenings. It was from 6 to 10,
Okay.
and we would play baseball, basketball. I don't know if we played football. I don't think we played football, but and then I learned how to swim there as well. So we had these types of training that you learn as kids. It was a part of the program, and one of the trainings that we got was how to play the game of chess. And my dad was one of the instructors how to play chess, and it is the ultimate thinking man's game. And I'm gonna give you a movie. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but it's
Okay.
called Searching for Bobby Fischer.
I have not. You've
It's
told me about that movie several
Yeah.
times. I've
What
not watched
this weekend? This weekend. Take time out to watch that game. I mean
it.
that
Okay.
movie
Okay.
because it's about a young boy who learns the game of chess and he becomes really good at it. So his parents get him a chess master to be able to learn the game of chess, and he begins competing
Got
in,
it.
in in the game. And so he's learning the game of chess, and then he winds up. I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but he winds up having to go. He winds up going to this tournament, and that's
Okay.
the culmination of it. But he's trying to become this chess master. So I think that's where the title comes from, searching for Bobby Fischer, because Bobby Fischer, I don't know if you're familiar with, he was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, chess masters ever to
Okay.
play the game of chess. And I mean, this dude would play like 10 people at the same time, just going
Wow.
down. That's how
Wait, wait,
genius
wait,
he
wait, wait.
was.
So here's and thank you for saying that. And
Mhm,
I wanted to interrupt because there is research. This is something I really want to talk through with you, right? This is real time. For those of you that are watching live, LJ and I, this will be the next episode of the ReManned podcast. So we'll be able to look at it and listen to it in real time on next week or the week after. But there is science
mhm,
and research, and I want you to you're a thinking guy, so I want you to think through
mhm,
this with me, right? There's research out there that says that the human mind cannot multitask. It just doesn't multitask, right? The human
mhm,
mind can only focus on one thing at a time. And so a part of the message, obviously, of integration is that we can do the same
multiple
thing,
things.
multiple things, right? And
Mhm,
so there's always been a pushback from the scientific community to say, uh, from all that we understand, from all that we have researched, um, You can't, which is the whole idea of balance, right? So they're saying you're gonna have to do this and then this and then this. So during my prayer time, LJ, here is what, and for those of you that are not Christians, it's okay. Just let me talk God talk or spirit talk for a couple of moments on my podcast. This is my podcast.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't like it, go to the Cotton Candy podcast. That
Woo! Tell them where it is, bro. Tell them where it is. Tell them where the Cotton Candy podcast is.
yeah,
Where they can find them.
yeah, where they can find it, right? So here's what I discovered. God said to me this morning, both of you are right. The scientific community is right, and so are you right. And I said, okay, how can that be? He said, it's not just a matter of, he said, the human mind cannot focus on multiple things at once. It just cannot. I said, okay, then I'm thinking it's a wrap for me. This whole message falls apart if you don't have something else to say, right? So then he says, but what it focuses on matters. So while it can't focus on many things, the one thing that it focuses on matters.
Yes, sir.
I said, got it. So the human mind cannot focus on multiple things at once. But what if, LJ, this is what I want to drop in your lap. What if we focus the human mind on integration, right? And if I focus the human mind on integration, I fulfill the law of science that says you can't focus on a bunch of things, but I can focus on integration. And as a matter of the focusing on integration, my finances, my health, my marriage, my business, all of those things being brought into alignment are a natural consequence of the singular focus of integration. Tell me what you
I
said
like
about
that. Nah, bro, you went ocean deep on that. You went Atlantic Ocean deep on that one, and I love that because this is the mindset that we have to have. And I'm gonna blow up what you just talked about the multi because there's a part in the movie. This is the game of chess because the game of chess isn't about focusing on one single move. The game of chess is seeing beyond the one move and understanding if I do this, this is going to happen. If I do this, my opponent will do this. If I do this, my opponent may do that. You have to understand the different moves that can come from one move. And like you said, being singularly aligned says, if I do this, then this is going to be the result of this. This is going to be the result of this. This is going to be the result of this. So you're right on point with what you're talking about. And to your question as to the game that we're playing versus what the game of what other males are playing. That's the difference to me between a man and a male. A man plays chess. A male plays checkers. Because it's a thinking man. When you sit down to play the game of chess, it's not something that you just ask any chess player. You're not just leisurely sitting down to just, oh yeah, I'm just sitting. No, it prompts you to have to think. I was and it's funny you ask about the game of chess because I've seen it on my feed. It's been something that I've seen, and it showed me like the first basic move that I learned in chess, and it showed me how if outside of that basic move, what you can do instead of that, and what it will lead you to, and that's what we're doing with this integration piece that you have put together. And I tell you, I swear I'm not trying to blow your head up, but you have so masterfully put together because as you've taught and as I agree with you wholeheartedly, and if y'all disagree, see that man right there because he the one that said it, not me. He said balance is a lie.
It's a lie.
Tell him that. It is a lie. And
Yes.
if you doubt that, take a look at your life.
Yes.
Take a look at what he said, what we're saying about men that try to have this, oh, I gotta balance with the kids, I gotta balance the wife, I've gotta balance the job. Try doing that. Yeah, if you follow
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Good luck with
you
that.
yeah, good luck. How Dr. Phil said, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
But
man.
when you get in alignment with that single focus of integration, the other pieces fall in line with that. It's like soldiers. It's going to fall in line with it. Okay, I got to
Yeah.
do this, and this, and it becomes not balance. It becomes integration. How do I integrate this into that? As I told you, you have personal knowledge of them too. We can name you men that are
Yes.
actually
Yes.
living
Yes.
that integration life right now.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That
Yeah.
are
So it's
living proof.
possible.
It's not balancing life, it's integrating life. So
Absolutely.
yeah, man.
Without question. It is a matter of being able to bring all of the parts in line so that they get to a particular experience that we have set out and intended at the very beginning. So, of course, those of you that don't know, let me make sure you do know. This is the formula. SQ times AQ equals MQ cubed. You're never going to hear a conversation. Now, for those of you that are not inside of the world of ReManned, you don't know what the hell that means, right? LJ does, the White does, because they are involved with the world. They are actively in the world of ReManned and are contributing factors to the world of ReManned. Just like we're having this conversation today, I always ask LJ to push back and to tell me where the gaps are, because I'm not one of those arrogant leaders. I'm arrogant. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, well, you know, I'm gonna let that slip,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I'm
I'm
arrogant,
not
but
arrogant.
you can't be successful and not be arrogant.
For sure.
There's a level of arrogance, or what is really confidence, that comes when you know what you know. Like, there are things that LJ knows that he knows, and he's not going to compromise on those things. There are things I know that I'm not going to compromise on those things. So SQ times AQ equals MQ cubed is this formula that basically says this: to the extent, and I was just on one of my favorite um, psychologists, therapists, is a sister by the name of Raquel Hopkins. Like, she is the first one and maybe this is it for me, right? She is the first one that really um I could align with, because many therapists are only interested in making guys feel better, right? And LJ, she is the first therapist, Raquel Hopkins. Look her up. She's called the capacity coach or something like that. She is the first one that I heard that validated what I was theorizing, right? And that
Mm,
is, life doesn't get easier. It just
yep.
doesn't. Life doesn't get easier. Um, it's going to be hard. The only thing that makes it worthwhile is our ability to expand our capacity to handle the hard. But it's going to be hard. It's not backbreaking hard for those of us that have learned to expand our capacity. But for those who haven't learned to expand our capacity, yeah, life will make you go in a corner in a fetal position and play with your lips. Right? Like it is rough. So so what SQ is this sense that if I can somehow unveil, become clear about my belief in who I am and why I am, if I can lock in identity and purpose, if I can do that, and I can maintain that path of purpose when pressure hits, because it always hits. You cannot escape it. And when pressure hits, either you are able to navigate it. Most men aren't. Most men break character at the moment pressure hits, because it let's talk about, well, let me just finish the formula, then I like to talk it through. So when AQ is the adversity quotient, SQ is my spiritual quotient, my belief. If I believe in who I am, then me believing in who I am can go a long way when even others don't believe in who I am. Right? So there are men, LJ, I got to pause here and talk it through with you. So there are men who fall apart when their wives don't believe in them, right? And rightfully so. I mean, I get it. When your wife doesn't believe in you, that's a hard pill to swallow. The most important decision that a man will make outside of his relationship with God is the relationship that he has in marriage. There is no more important decision. But let's say he makes a decision that is poor, and he ends up with a wife that does not necessarily believe in him and support him. What does he do with that, LJ? Like, what does he do? How does he survive the moments where he cannot have the full-throated support of a loved one? I know the answer, you know the answer, but I want you to talk it through with me.
Well, I mean, and we not, I swear we not trying to have a Bible class here, y'all.
Yeah.
We just not.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of examples in the Bible that show us that type of man that had a wife that that did not agree with them.
Yeah.
Job's wife cursed God and died.
Yeah.
Why don't you just curse God and die? That's a not believing in you and not believing in who you are becoming and what you believe in.
Yeah.
You know, and David's wife, when David was dancing, she was looking at, I forgot his wife's name. She said, "You're dancing crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate if we do get involved with someone that we believe to be the one, and then we go through so much trial and you know and chaos that in a way you can't blame them, because that their capacity may not be your capacity to go through it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So having that, you know, and understanding that first, I think you have to understand that. What kind of woman do I have? You know, is it just her, the type of person that she is, where she just, you know, that's not her. She or is it someone who is her capacity, just like yours, you working on your capacity. Her capacity hasn't grown like yours hasn't, or yours, it has grown, and hers might not be to the capacity of yours. So you got to understand that the type of woman that you have.
That's a really, really
You
good
know,
point. That's a really good
because
point.
because if you truly look at the woman that you're with, and you say, okay, yeah, I love her. She's frustrated right now. She's not, you know, really equipped right now to be able to do that. But if I can, you know, help her to see what I see, it may relieve some of that pressure. And she might be like, okay, I see why you're thinking the way that you're thinking, and I can understand where it is that you're going. Having that conversation. But most brothers, they don't have that conversation, and we've been conditioned to endure alone. So
Yeah.
as a consequence, we're not sharing that frustration that we may be going through, so that she can understand what it is that you're trying to deal with, and that may be cause some of the friction there. But if we had the hard conversation, then it might alleviate some of that friction. And she's this beautiful woman that, like, look, I'm that ride or die. Let's go. You know, she might be, let's go, let's do this. I got you. Now that you've talked to me.
And so let's talk about, go ahead, finish your thought, man.
No. I was just gonna say now that she understands a little bit better, she
Yes.
may be able. You expand her capacity because now she understands a little bit more and a little bit better, and she understands her assignment with you. You all understand the total assignment of the two together, and y'all move forward.
Yeah. So I 100% agree, right? Here's my push, and I wanna dialogue with you
Mhm.
about it. Here's my push. I think that there are many men. I think there's room for what you just said, right? So what we talk often in Remand about the law of defense. And by the way, here's a new place that I've come to. I've come to a place where I'm gonna put out as much content as I can about the formula. I want every man to know the formula. But this is what LJ just said that most of you are going to kind of get messed up with. You're going to try to implement that formula by yourself without a community and without a coach, and you're going to fall flat
Woo!
on your face. This formula looks clean, it looks nice, it looks easy until you go to do it. And LJ says all the time, it will kick your behind. I am the originator of it, and it kicks my behind. Right. So being able to, I used to be at a place. LJ is very good, and so is Dwight Robinson. You guys are very good at giving. You guys are givers, right? And I remember being in a place where I ain't telling these niggas nothing. Like this is my intellectual property, right? And I remember talking with God, like, man, I can't keep giving these what we would call trade secrets away. He's like, they can't do it anyway.
here's, but here's the thing, bro. And I was watching this, and I had to look it up because I was trying to find it. Myron Golden has a one of his podcasts, and I had to ask chat where it is, it was that very thing. How am I want to give away? He said, but it's the giving away of the what and the why. That's what you're doing. You
Yes.
don't give them, you can't give them the how.
The
You
how.
can give them the formula. The
Yeah.
how is how do I do
Yeah.
this
How do I
formula?
how do I do
That
this?
they can only get that from you
Yes.
because you are the originator,
Yes.
you are the manufacturer
Yes.
of this formula. They can't
Yes.
get it from them. You teach it to others and they get certified to do that. And that's why they get certified to do it because they learn the how,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they can only get the how from you, from
Yes.
Remain. They
For
don't
sure.
care. They get that's just like somebody saying, "Well, I can fix chicken like Colonel Sanders." You ain't got those 12 herbs and spices or 11 herbs and spices that he got. So I don't care what you do. You don't know how to fix that chicken like Colonel Sanders. So
Your chicken all dry.
right,
Your chicken dry, your wings. Yeah, it's a whole different animal, right?
yeah,
So if a man, LJ, this is what we know. This is what we've discovered. You've been on this journey with me for a while, and so has Dwight, right? What we have discovered is that if a man can lock in identity and purpose, and he can hold that, if he can hold it long enough to execute, right, then we will see results across life, leadership, and legacy at the same time. We will. You will see results if you can, to LJ's point, if you can do it. Now, how you do it, we know, right? We know we're playing the game every single day, and we know how to play in the game and still kicking our behinds,
yep.
right? So for a man who is watching LJ, and he's saying because a part of the issue is brothers think that all I got to do is somehow, you know, make sure that if I can get my business together, my business will produce the money that next will be able to, I can then get married. And if I get married, then I can have kids. And if I have kids, then I'll be able. you will still fail,
Yeah.
because that is still your attempt to balance all of it at the same time. And it just simply doesn't work. I want to go to a
Yeah.
commercial break real quick, man. I want to show you an opportunity that I had to integrate. Um, and I want you guys to see it. Here we go. Here we go. Hey LJ, I was in the club.
Okay.
I was in the I was I was in the club. Y'all watch this one more again. Integration, having fun with wifey, she kissing me, she happy, listening to music. It's my birthday. Listen, y'all. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that's what integration looks like. It's being able to accomplish. How can I accomplish multiple things at the same time? How do I get my fun in? How do I spend time with wifey? How do I make sure? How do I bring all of those things into alignment at the exact same time? And when I tell you, bro, yeah, Baraka, I had fun. I had fun, bro. Like it was a phenomenal time. Um, I didn't think about work. And here's what's crazy. So my wife and I, we were sitting there, we were about to eat. They had these great lamb chops and macaroni and cheese, collard greens. You know, I'm here in Georgia. So here in Georgia, everything's soul food around here, right? I had salmon and shrimp pasta. My wife had uh the lamb chops, so we were able to switch food. And it was just a phenomenal time, right? Here is why I'm mentioning that, because what Baraka just said is the truth. Like, all of us inside of ReManned have one area that we fail at often, and that is, brothers. LJ put a picture up of him enjoying life, in seeing graffiti and this brilliant work, um, and it was the first time that we haven't seen LJ doing a video about a training. He trying to help you with your business. He didn't care about your business on that day. He
No,
didn't.
sir. No, sir. Not at all. One thing
he,
about that at all that day. You know what I'm saying?
he, he,
So
he made it clear publicly. I don't care about nothing about y'all today. Today is about me enjoying my life and spending time, because until we can fuel, then we can't really do the things that we are genuinely called to do. Go ahead, man.
here's the thing that I found about that fun thing when we do things that are fun and when you become intentional about it.
Yes.
And I became intentional about it because what I found was my city, and I've lived here all my life, right? But there's such an even aspect of the city that I don't even know.
Wow. Wow.
And Baltimore is a very artsy, art cultural city. I ain't tapped the surface, and I'm an art person. I love
Got
art. I love culture. I love poetry. And so when I went to see that, it's called Graffiti Alley. When I went to Graffiti Alley, I was like, I got to get it. Even when I went to the Peabody Library as well, I was like, I've got to see more places like this in our city. One, because I can shine a light on it because Baltimore, as you know, has this negative connotation to it.
Yes.
When people think about Baltimore, the first thing that they say, oh, that's the place of the Wire. That is Baltimore is so much more
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
the Wire.
Yeah.
It is so much more, and there's so many great things and great people that are in this city and from this city. So me doing that, part of that fun was saying, you know what, let me explore and the art aspect, something that I love to do,
Yes.
something that I love to enjoy. Let me see the things that I can get out here and I can go see, to be able to learn more, even more about my city
Yeah.
that I didn't that I
Yeah.
didn't know. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So when we became, and I think as we become more and more intentional about
That's what
that
it is.
aspect, doing the fun things, I think we learn more about ourselves. We learn more about our surroundings and things because, like you said, we're so kind of narrow minded, and we're so focused on our businesses and those kind of things. But when we open ourselves up to, like you said, yeah, just relax sometimes.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time on Fridays on my podcast. Do something that you, even if it's just go get ice cream, just whatever that might be, whatever it is, do something that you can enjoy that takes your mind off of the worries that you might have going and everything like that. So you're right, man. That's what fun can do for you. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
allow yourself to kind of relax and enjoy, your brain gets a
What
chance to rest.
what was your biggest what was your biggest what was your biggest aha when you just settled down, like we gave you the challenge, hey guys, go enjoy your life, like do something to enjoy your life. Is there something that you learned about you? Is there something that you learned about doing things intentionally to enjoy life that you didn't know before with that moment?
Well, I guess the thing that I've learned, and it also came from Tyler Perry back in the day when he was
Okay.
doing the plays. I remember him, and I was watching one of his plays, and after the play, he usually came out to talk to the audience and everything
Mhm.
like that. And this was probably the late '90s or
Okay.
so.
Okay.
And I remember him telling the audience, he said, "Y'all, I got to go away. I got to take a vacation." He said, "But if I said, I promise y'all, if you let me go away and get my mind right and just let my mind breathe," he said, "I'll come back with even greater things, ideas." And that's the aha for me that I've discovered too, that when you do allow yourself to relax and to enjoy yourself, and to not have this workaholic mentality,
Yes.
what you'll find is it's almost like when we talk about our bodies and exercising. Your body has to have time to recover, right?
Yes.
Same thing here with us and our work ethic and everything. Your mind has to have time to recover, to relax. Give it the ability to kind of just not have to think or really do anything. And
Yes.
and what happens is you get your mind, to me, or my mind has gotten refreshed. I'll
Yes.
get even better ideas or even greater ideas. Oh man, I wasn't
Yes.
thinking about that, but now that my mind is clear, I'm able
Yes.
to see that and do that. And honestly, that's what my walking in the morning kind of does for me too.
Got it.
For that
Got
hour,
it.
I get to it clears my mind. I'm able to think about certain things, or to be able to see how things might play out or whatever and everything like that. So that's been my aha. It's just allowing my mind and my brain to really relax sometimes, so it can be as creative as it possibly can.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. There has to be, I think one of somebody when we were in session talked about it has to, our minds and our hearts have to have a release. Like there
Yes.
must be a release valve.
Hmm.
And you know what I did, man? At my birthday time, I cannot dance at all. I'm probably yeah, my
I feel
mom,
you, bro.
bro.
I
I
was that
can't.
dude. I was that at school. I was that dude at college when they had the parties and in our school we had a party every weekend, right? There's a
Yes.
party somewhere on campus every weekend. I was that dude standing on the wall laughing at
Yeah, 'cause
everybody.
I'm on the wall. I'm on the wall, right? I'm on the wall, and I knew something would be different about the night that Lala took me out. We went to a place. Shout out to a place called. It's in Marietta, Georgia. It's called the Perfect Note.
Mm.
Great food. Um, the sister was a bass player from India.
Oh,
She just,
nice.
oh, bruh, she was phenomenal. Her band was phenomenal. And so when we first got there, they said, we're all the couples in the room, and with Lala and I stand up, and they're playing music. Dance with your ladies. So I'm dancing with Lala, right?
Oh man, I gotta tell Mama next time she got to get that on camera.
Yeah, she so it's crazy because her phone, it was doing something funky, right? And
Uh-huh.
it could only restore from my phone. So
Mm.
right, it's I don't know what was happening, but you had to have Wi-Fi, and then in there, you know, they didn't have access to Wi-Fi, so I couldn't restore
Oh
phone.
wow.
So
Okay.
I went up when I'm dancing with her, she's looking in my eyes like, I can't believe you're dancing. And then afterwards, they said, anybody's birthday? It was my birthday. So I said, my birthday. They said, come on up here, sir. I'm like, now back in the day, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I
I'm, like,
know, right?
yeah, yeah, I'm good. But I went up.
Okay.
And he said, what's your name? I said, Donald Morton, um, 57 years old today. And a couple other guys came up. They danced. They said, hey, we're going to play some music. We want y'all to dance. I'm dancing. My wife is looking at me like, this dude is dancing. Here's why it became
Mhm.
important. Because at some point, man, like it
Yeah,
ceases to be about who's looking, whether or not I
yeah,
could dance. Like
yeah.
it was guys up there that couldn't dance a lick, no rhythm, but they was up there,
Yep.
yeah, they was up there doing their thing. And so what I Lala said, what were you thinking? I said, what else was I gonna do? Like the dude put me on the spot. Like I had to do something, right? It was the most enjoyable
Nice.
time, LJ. And to your point, I wasn't thinking about y'all. I wasn't thinking about ReManned. I wasn't thinking about, yeah, I was just with my woman, holding hands. You saw her give me a kiss, right? Like, and she's enjoying the music. The vibe was strong. And what I want for every man is for him to find that level of peace and wholeness and enjoyment, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm committed to the quarterly trips. I'm committed to doing something that she wants to do to make her smile. Like putting up with you and I, like you have a lady, I'm married. Putting up with us can be a lot. It
bro,
can,
bro.
yeah, it can be a lot. So I'm committed to making that girl smile. Um, she loves hanging out with me. I could be with a woman who doesn't like hanging out with me. So sometimes, like,
That's
babe, come here.
important, though, bro.
That's important, bro.
That's that's important. Being with someone that wants to be
Yeah,
around you.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. I
that's
used to
it
take
right
that
there.
for granted. Like Lala is very
Yeah.
affectionate, and babe,
Hmm.
give me a kiss, and she kissed me on the elbow. Like that girl is just very, very affectionate. Um, and at first, it was so foreign to me. I'm
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
babe. And then it hit me like you could have a woman that doesn't want to be around you at all. Right? Like I
have,
could have that. And I've had
have
that.
you? And I ain't trying to use the Bible again, but it'll have you sitting on that rooftop in the corner of the roof,
Yeah.
Talking about,
Yeah,
yeah, I ain't going down in there.
yeah, bruh. So I had
Yeah.
to look at what Baraka says. He says something that's really important. He said, "Man up. Sometimes having fun requires us to step out of our comfort zone. Thank God for a supportive spouse that draws it out." Yeah, man. Yeah, I couldn't put it any better than that, Baraka. Thank God for a supportive spouse who draws it out. Like Lala, if and it's a part of now. I'll say this, and then we got about 4 minutes. LJ, thank you for
Okay.
standing in for GA. Um, for those of you that came to watch to see the podcast because GA was going to be on, he's running behind, and so we'll have to bring him on at a later time. Um, you know, I am building a business for different reasons now. When I first started ReManned, I started ReManned to be able to serve a very specific need that I saw, right? That men were being ignored, men were not being supported, and that we wanted to create a space that was courageous enough for men to step into and get their businesses together, their families together, their personal lives together all at the same time. Now, though, my why is different. And I'd like to hear from you about this. I'm going to give you closing comments. My why is different. My why is still to serve men, but my ultimate why is to create freedom enough, to create finance enough, to create wealth enough where I can be free. That I can go and take Lala on a trip to Paris because I can. I can take her on a trip to, I don't know, California and then come right back if I want to. Right? Like the freedom, it's not really the money, it's the freedom that money brings. So now when I show up and I serve the men that I serve, you and Dwight and Baraka and Bucci and Levon and all the others, Ray, I do so with the expressed intention of creating a life that I can enjoy, right? And I felt guilty for a while in wanting a life that I could enjoy. There's a part of me that always wanted to feel like I was sacrificing something. So these last couple of moments, LJ, why do you do what you do? What is your ultimate why? And doesn't that necessarily have to be like me? Like I want to create wealth for generations to come, and I want to make sure that I have the freedom to take Lala where I want to take her to take. I have this vision now to take my entire family, my children, my grandchildren, Lala, everybody, my mother-in-law, like everybody on vacation on my dime. So that now becomes the reasons why I do what I do, to live integrated.
Bro, let me tell you, and I have to try and find it. I don't know if I saved it or not, but one of my I ams is I am wealthy and abundance flows from me, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And I've been studying this wealth thing, right?
Yes.
And on my news feed has come, and I've seen two of them now. It's these luxury yachts.
Yes,
Fits
bruh.
fits
Yes,
whole
bruh.
families like you were just talking about.
Yes,
Them
bruh.
things, I was like, so just and you didn't say just not it wasn't just about you saying just talking about it, but visualizing
Yes.
what that looks like.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I'm seeing these luxury lots, and I'm like, man, it would be like you were just saying, having the ability. And this has, like you said, it's not even about the money, it's the freedom to be able to
Yes.
treat and do your family
Yes.
the way you want to be able to
Yes.
do it. That's what
Yes.
it's about for me. But seeing these luxury yachts, I'm like, yeah, man, that would be absolutely
Yeah, bro.
beautiful to be able to
Yeah,
do that.
bro. Yeah,
Have the
bro.
family say, look, let's go. Because my
Yeah.
family, we've tried to do that. Like roughly like Christmas time, we've been wanting to go like like the Airbnb, like renting an Airbnb or something like
Yes.
that. But I was like, it would be a beautiful thing to be able to say, yeah, I got this yacht for us. Let's
Bruh.
go.
Yeah.
Everybody, let's
Yes.
go. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So I'm
Yes. Man.
feeling you on that, and everything that I'm doing now. My why and my extreme why is a couple of reasons. One, because of my passion that I have for entrepreneurship, and wanting to see us as entrepreneurs do well, and do well at such an elite level,
Yes.
and being able to pour into them, and entrepreneurs and organizations in such a way that they have that they're allowed to have the ultimate clarity, because my thing is that chaos to clarity, because
Yes.
there's so many of us living in this chaos. But to get to that clarity piece, and you have a total understanding of your brand, your business, your brand, that identity and purpose. It,
Yes.
it, it doesn't matter what everybody else says about my
Yes.
brand. I know what it is. I know
Yes.
what we do, what we don't do,
Yes.
and we're good at what we do. At this,
Absolutely.
um, Steve Jobs, he said it wasn't about Apple being different. It was about Apple being better,
Yeah.
doing it better than anybody else.
It was
And
about
so my passion.
it wasn't about them being better. It was about them being different.
He said it the other way. I thought it was the other way
Yeah.
around. I thought
Because a part of his argument was, I don't want to do it better than the next guy. We are
okay.
different.
I flipped it.
Yeah.
Okay, I flipped it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't about being bad. It was about being different. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, but it is about doing it different than everybody else does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being different, and then
Yeah.
being unique in
Yeah.
what you do. And I know with me, I want to be able to assist those entrepreneurs and those organizations and entrepreneurs to be able to do it different.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Do it. They can do what they do. Let them do what they do. It can be the same product. It can
Yes.
it's the same, but they're not going to do it the exact same way that you do it, because you're going to do it different than they do it.
Yes,
You're going
bro.
to have a different ideology, a different manner of being able to get it done. So that's what motivates me
Yeah.
with it. And with that, I believe, like you said, comes that freedom, because when you add value to other people's lives, when you do that, people tend to get attached to you. They want to be around you. They want your expertise. They want what it is that you do and how you learn how you do it, so that they can be better. And as a result of that, you create that freedom that
Absolutely.
that you want to be able to have. So
Absolutely, bro. And I want to make sure everybody knows that you have the right, you've earned the right. And if you haven't, then earn it. You have the right. I've earned the right to be paid handsomely for what I do. The level of transformation that I have supported men through has earned me the right to charge handsomely for that. Usually, now back in the day, until I really proved it, LJ, until I could
mhm.
prove it through your life, who was already successful. Let me see if I can't take him to the next level using this formula. Dwight, who comes into our world, has had an incredible transformation. Levon has surpassed $1 million now in business, got married. Bucci got married, right? Uh, so so now I feel like I've earned the right to charge, right? Because I mean, you can just decide I'm gonna charge what I want to charge, but the confidence comes from earning the right to charge. And I've earned the right to charge, to take vacations. Yeah, I've paid my dues. So now I don't have any problem saying to a guy, it costs this amount of money, well over 5 figures to work with me. Um, and know that you're going to get this result. And what is this result
Yeah,
worth to you? Right. So
yeah.
so I want to thank you, man, for hanging out with me today. This has been super special. It's always super special when we get a chance to hang out and get together. For those who don't know LJ, where is the other podcast? There are other podcasts out there. There are other podcasts out there.
I know y'all ain't heard us say it for a minute. And it's funny, it's ironic because here's the funny thing about us doing this right now today, bro. I had a dude on my page, on one of my posts that I just did today. He asked me, he said, whatever happened to you and that dude that does ReManned? So I'm gonna tag him on this and be like, yeah, this is what happened to us. You know, but that cotton candy podcast is two, y'all follow me. That 2 blocks down, go 2 blocks over, look for the green on, and you'll see it. It got cotton candy podcast right on it. You can't miss it. You can't miss it.
The Cotton Candy podcast, where they're not going to tell you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. That's the Cotton Candy podcast. It's down there. Before we go, let's hear from our brother Levon, who is a sponsor of the ReManned podcast. Let's hear.
That told me to give him a call today. 15-year relationship. Says he has a new business, new idea. Let's call him, see what he has.
What's up, my guy?
So you say you have this new business idea. Talk to me about it.
You know how there has been very little available for men, particularly men of color.
Absolutely.
Right. And one of the things that I've come up with is to kind of create a space, not just a space where brothers can talk and just kind of kiki and ha-ha, but a space of real transformation.
So this sounds like, because working with men, I think it's like 2 phases, right? There's a phase where you have to get them to shift, right? And then the transformation has to happen. So what about something around the shift that transforms everything?
I love that whole idea of the shift that transforms everything. So everything that a man needs to transform happens at the shift. I love it.
Okay. So you know what we need to do next? Web, messaging. We have to make sure that we educate men and sell it at the same time. And then I think after that is done, let's go PR and get some visibility around the brand. And I think you'll be good to go.
I love it, man. Listen, bro, if there's one guy in my life, one business partner in my life that always has the answer, you that guy. So I genuinely appreciate you for always having the answer that will make our vision and brand move forward.
I appreciate that. That's what we're here for, is a partnership. So let's do it.
You got it, man.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You got it. Talk soon.
Bruh. Yeah.
Nice.
The shift that transforms everything. We got one more commercial, y'all, and then we are out of here. In case you haven't heard the formula, this is what the formula sounds like in real time when we're in the room full of 800 plus men. We get a chance to teach them what all of this looks like and how it all works together. Here we go.
I found out why not only me, but most men don't reach their full potential because they have not learned this formula. This formula will cause you to reach your full potential. Anybody interested? I say, anybody interested? Yeah. Not 95, not 80, 100% of the time, this will work if you learn to work it. SQ is my belief about my identity and purpose. AQ is about capacity. If I can lock in identity and purpose, if I can become solid on who I am and why I exist, and I can hold that identity and purpose under extreme pressure, then it's just a matter of time before I execute life leadership and legacy. My family, my business, my personal life rest on my ability to remain who I am under extreme pressure. The character that I've been using to get to this level is not sufficient to get me to the next level. So what I had to do is switch out character. Because when I switch out character, I choose a new character that is designed to get me to the next level. You cannot get to the peak without first honoring the fact you got to master the pit. In 80s, there was no iPhones and taking pictures immediately. No, sir. There was this time where there was a dark room and you had to go into the dark room. It had to be dark so things could develop. Because if you turn the light on ahead of time, it ruins the picture that is emerging. If I can get you to master your sense of belief in your identity and purpose, and you can hold that belief under extreme pressure, then you'll be able to execute skillfully across life, family, and business. I wish I had 10 of y'all that would jump up and shout, because all you are is a character away from the next level of your life.
What we said is y'all are a character away from the next level of your life. Hey man, this has been incredibly enjoyable. The checks in the mail. checks in the mail. We don't pay on this podcast, but you are certainly worth millions and millions of dollars with what you've added to my life and to the world of ReManned. Anything else you want to say, man, before we out of here?
Integration is a grown man's game.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're playing here. We're playing chess, not checkers. That's what it is. If you're serious about playing a grown man's game, I went to a friend of mine's church this past Sunday, right? His wife is the pastor and he's a deacon, but he was preaching this past Sunday, and I know we done made this into it. I'm not trying to make it to a Bible study, but there's a scripture, and it was First Colossians, I think 1 and 2, First Colossians 3, 1 and 2, and it said, if you are serious about this thing. I was like, if you're serious about this thing called manhood, step into ReManned, and we'll see how much of a man you are. But only if you're serious. If you're serious. If you're not, hey, Cotton Candy, the Cotton Candy podcast is down the street, around the corner. You can go there. Have a great time. We salute you. But this here, this is for those that are those men that are serious, bro. That this is a serious game that we play.
Absolutely,
it really is.
Absolutely,
you know, man. and I know I thank you all the time, and I tell you, but this is what it's all about, and this manhood thing that I believe a lot of brothers need to understand and know is right here in ReManned. This will give you, it equips you to be able to take on those, to get their identity and purpose, but to be able to handle and take that identity and purpose through those challenges and that adversity that you're gonna endure. So
absolutely, bro. Perfect ending, man. Perfect explanation. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, we out of here. We'll see y'all the next time on the ReManned podcast. Today, our special guest has been Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, doing phenomenal things. Catch him on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, everywhere. every media platform you can find him there. We love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Rock on.